Thank you for staying with us. One of the greatest forces in the world is the fear of the unknown. It can push people to take drastic steps, most times over nothing. Ahead of the start of the nationwide protest slated for August 1st, residents of Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Besiege markets and shopping malls to stock their homes in case of unpalatable situation that may arise. Some also stormed banks to get needed cash. A stitch in time, they say, saves nine. Jide?
Yes. Well, you know our people, some will have been buying more than enough fuel now because they think there will not be movement and they will need
stay at home for tomorrow.
They will need fuel for their generators, you know, so that they can then monitor what's going on.
What's going on and stockpile food at home.
So usually when you are faced with an unpredictable situation
like this,
people try to make preemptive moves to stock their homes with food, you know, because they don't know whether the country will be grounded and they don't know for how many days. Those who have said they want to protest for 10 days, you know that if you ground the economy for 10 days, you know what that means.
To set us back.
Massively. In fact, the CPPE, headed by Dr. Muda Yusuf, has warned that we will lose 400 billion naira for each of those days that the protests last. 400 billion. So an economy that is grasping, there is a need to do whatever it takes to ensure that we do not go into a long-drawn war of attrition with protesters. As we said, protest is a legitimate thing. But as you have the burning desire to protest, there are those who have the burning desire to not protest. As you value your rights to protest, you must also value their own rights to not protest. So this is the way it is. And you must not, for any reason, make life unbearable for the people who have chosen not to protest. That's why we cannot sleep and put our heads in the same direction. You know? And we cannot always see things the same way. The information that you have, I may not have. You know? So for that reason, people are bound to disagree. And on this matter, it is clear that Nigerians are not united. There are Nigerians who do not want to have anything to do with the protest. There are Nigerians who believe that dialogue and continuous engagement will solve the problem. There are Nigerians who believe that if these protests, especially street protests, are allowed to go on, miscreants will move from shop to shop, loot people's shops, and subject such people to a life of misery. After all, they are all Nigerians like us. We want the best for them. But how do we guarantee the best for people when we know that a protest that allows people to take to the streets, a protest without a definitive leadership, will inadvertently lead to the looting of shops, the raping of women, and the burning of government property? We saw it in Lagos. No one can tell us, even if we have a poor sense of history, it is not too far away, or it didn't happen so long ago.
Directly affected.
And we were directly affected. I lost my manuscript, for example, and everything that I had in my office. And you want to convince me that it's such a good thing for people to take to the streets and move around? I mean,
you can't quantify what you lost.
I can't. How do I quantify? You see, to even motivate you to start again is something difficult. You saw what they did? Some of our guys broke their legs.
Till tomorrow.
Yes,
still limping.
because they were forced to climb. Because the people chasing them, they had broken bottles. What is our offense? You came into TVC with broken bottle. You wanted to stab people. What is our offense? Are we the policemen who were killing people unjustly? After all, we even supported the idea of protest against extrajudicial killings by the police. It's on record. But you came, you were beating up our staff. You walked into a studio and molesting The women on who are on live show
Burned 44 cars.
inside our premises. You destroyed our vehicles.
Destroyed.
OB vans. You know how much it costs now to buy an OB van? They set ablaze all the OB vans that were within the premises. You made people to scale high walls because inside our premises was filled until they got to the top of the wall. They didn't know that the other side was very deep. Yet the people chasing them still had their bottles. They were coming. They had to jump. Some suffered double fracture. You know some of these boys in the office now, even when they walk, they're still walking with a limp. Yeah. You permanently maimed innocent people who are not part of the police brutality. So this is the thing. It's the fear of the unknown. I don't blame those who are going around like that. It's the fear of the unknown.
Governor Wike, I would say the landlord in Abuja is saying that, look, I don't want processes in my domain. And he has been going around having town hall meetings and trying to, to checkmate the move.
I think
Will you succeed?
That's a practical approach, which I think is better than people who are holding responsibilities, doing nothing. You need to engage your constituency, have constructive engagement with them. And I think that is part of democracy. And I'm also happy that that effort is going on in Lagos, because what happened the last time that the local government, the city hall was burnt down, an historical center built in 1900, the first local government center for local government administration, and then the forensic lab, in fact, the best in West Africa, was destroyed.
The governor was saying that that's autopsy of Mohbad, they would have
done easily.
BRT buses were burnt down. You will know that this was not just mere protest, but a conscious attempt by some anarchists to destroy the economy of this. They even went to NPA, the Nigerian Post Authority, and burnt some buildings there. So I don't think this should be allowed, because these are public facilities built by public funds, and I don't think destroying them will serve any useful purpose for the protesters and also for the government. So I hope that all sides, when we are talking about attacking TVC and all that, it's wrong understanding of the role of the media. Our responsibility is to report all sides. Those that want to protest, those that don't want to protest, we don't take sides. And if you look at Babajide all the time, we always balance. Journalists who just focus on particular area, either defending the protester or against the government. They are not media people.
They are not
journalists. Because people are just talking about protest, talking about taking one-dimensional approach. That's not the approach. You have to weigh all the sides.
Yes.
And I think that's exactly what we are doing here.
It's unfortunate that some people don't even want us to talk about the dangers. As if we had not been victims. You don't want me to say no, we don't want a protest that has no leadership, where people just pour onto the streets. But we've been victims.
They're not looking at the other side.
I know. So if you sit on TV, as usual, picking stuff from social media and simply saying that, oh, this protest must go on, this and that. What are you talking about? You are not a journalist.
Number one agenda
is
to set agenda for peace and conflict prevention. It's not our responsibility to fuel crisis, just like it's happening in Rwanda.
To incite people.
And all that.
No, but people without training in our profession, who just happened, descended on a TV studio like paratroopers, they will not even know what they should do as journalists, because they were not properly trained. Everybody who can speak English now sees himself as a journalist. So the rest of us who have been trained for more than 20 years, we don't know what we are doing, Abi.
I want to thank you. Babajide Kolade, John, thank you. Wale Adeyi, this is your first time in Abuja Studio.
Yeah, this is the first time.
You're welcome. And that's our program today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast tonight at 11 p.m. And don't forget to join us for Journalist Hangout on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. Journalist Hangout on Sunday on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Ayodele Ozubakun. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.
The following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV. You're watching ShopX TV, home to some of the most popular international brands in Africa, including